Most people over 60 don't lose sleep because they are just getting older. They lose sleep because their body isn't getting the right signal to stay asleep. It's that simple, and it's fixable. If you're waking up in the middle of the night wide awake at 1 or 3 a.m., it's not random. Your body might be low on key nutrients, your blood sugar may be dipping, or your nervous system is still in day mode when it should be shutting down. And the fastest way to flip that switch isn't in a pill bottle, it's in your kitchen. Science is clear. Certain foods eaten right before bed can boost sleep hormones, relax tense muscles, calm the brain, and keep you in deep sleep longer. The easiest, most effective way to get them: a light, warm soup with the exact ingredients your body needs at night. In the next few minutes, I'll share 5 simple, delicious soups designed for seniors to fall asleep faster and stay asleep until morning, without side effects, without expensive supplements, and without changing your entire lifestyle. These aren't comfort foods that make you feel heavy. They're natural sleep tools backed by research that work quietly while you rest. Let's get straight to it, because tonight could be the first night you finally sleep through without waking once. Part 1: Lentil and Roasted Cashew Soup. If falling asleep feels like a fight every night, you don't need another relaxation tip that barely lasts a few minutes. What you need is to give your brain and body the raw materials to physically shut down and stay in deep rest. That's exactly why this first soup is such a game changer. Lentils and roasted cashews aren't just comfort food. They're a precise combination of nutrients that tell your nervous system it's time to rest, and they do it without the crash you get from sedatives or the grogginess you feel from over-the-counter sleep aids. Lentils are one of nature's richest sources of folate and iron, 2 nutrients that keep oxygen and energy flowing steadily to your brain. Why does that matter for sleep? Because when your brain senses any kind of shortage, oxygen, iron, blood flow, it stays on high alert even if you're lying in bed in the dark. Instead of letting you drift into deep sleep, it's still scanning for problems. Adequate folate and iron essentially tell your brain, everything's fine, stand down, which allows it to release the chemical signals that lead to real rest. Lentils are also high in slow-digesting plant protein, which means your blood sugar stays steady through the night. This is critical because one of the biggest hidden causes of 2 a.m. wake-ups is a sudden drop in blood sugar, triggering adrenaline and cortisol to pull you out of deep sleep. By keeping that energy level stable, lentils remove one of the most common nighttime sleep disruptors. Now pair that with roasted cashews and you have the missing link for complete nighttime relaxation. Cashews are loaded with magnesium, one of the most important minerals for quality sleep. Magnesium acts directly on your nervous system, calming the communication between brain cells, relaxing your muscles, and lowering inflammation that can keep your body tense. Without enough magnesium, your nervous system becomes hyperreactive, which is why even small noises or minor aches can pull you out of sleep. Cashews also contain tryptophan, the amino acid your body turns into serotonin and melatonin, the 2 hormones that control your sleep cycles. Unlike taking a melatonin pill, which can force your body into an unnatural rhythm, eating tryptophan-rich foods like cashews encourages your brain to make just the right amount, at the right time, in a way your body understands. The result: you not only fall asleep faster, you stay asleep longer and wake up naturally when your body is ready. The flavor profile of this soup is mild, creamy, and naturally comforting, which matters more than you might think. Your senses play a big role in sleep readiness. Warm, familiar flavors signal safety, and your brain associates safety with permission to rest. This isn't a spicy or heavy dish that sits in your stomach like a brick. It's light, nourishing, and designed to soothe. To make it, start with rinsed lentils simmered gently in low-sodium vegetable broth until tender. Add a small amount of sautéed onion for depth, and a pinch of turmeric for its anti-inflammatory benefits. In a separate pan, lightly roast unsalted cashews until golden and fragrant. This step brings out their natural oils and makes them easier to digest. Blend the cooked lentils and roasted cashews together with a splash of warm almond milk until you get a smooth, velvety texture. Season lightly with sea salt and a touch of black pepper, just enough to balance the flavors, not enough to stimulate your system. Serve it warm about 45 minutes before bedtime in a portion that satisfies without making you overly full. Eating it slowly is part of the ritual. Each spoonful is like telling your body, we're winding down now. As you finish, you'll likely feel your muscles loosen, your breathing slow, and your thoughts quiet. This isn't placebo, it's biology working in your favor. Over the years, I've seen countless older adults add this exact soup to their evening routine and report changes within a week. Fewer middle-of-the-night wake-ups, easier mornings, and a noticeable lift in mood during the day. The reason is simple: you're no longer fighting your biology, you're feeding it what it needs to do its job. The real secret to lentil and roasted cashew soup isn't just the ingredients, it's the timing. Eating it close to bedtime ensures those calming nutrients are at peak availability when your body is trying to transition into deep sleep. You're essentially giving your brain the keys to the door it's been struggling to unlock. And because this is real food, fiber, protein, minerals, your body processes it naturally without the hangover effect of chemical sleep aids. Imagine ending your day not with frustration, but with a soothing ritual that actually works. You prepare it in under 30 minutes, you enjoy it without guilt, and you wake up the next morning realizing you slept straight through without glancing at the clock once. That's the power of giving your body the right signal at the right time. Lentil and roasted cashew soup isn't magic, it's science served in a warm bowl. And for anyone over 60 struggling with restless nights, it could be the first real step towards sleeping the way you used to. Back when your head hit the pillow and the next thing you knew, the sun was coming up. Part 2: Shiitake Mushroom and Black Garlic Soup. If your nights are restless and your mornings start with that heavy, foggy feeling, your problem might not be just trouble sleeping. It could be that your brain isn't fully turning off even when your eyes are closed. One of the biggest hidden culprits is oxidative stress, tiny bits of damage inside your brain cells that keep them firing when they should be resting. And that's where this soup comes in. Shiitake mushrooms and black garlic aren't just flavorful. They're a powerhouse duo that directly supports your brain's ability to shut down, recover, and stay in deep sleep longer. Shiitake mushrooms contain ergothioneine, a rare antioxidant your body can't make on its own. Think of it as a shield for your brain's cells, protecting them from the stress and inflammation that build up over the day. When your brain isn't busy repairing damage at night, it can devote more energy to deep, restorative sleep cycles. That's the difference between just being in bed for 8 hours and actually waking up refreshed. Then there's black garlic. It starts as regular garlic, but after weeks of slow fermentation, it transforms into a sweet, mild, jet black bulb that's nothing like the sharp bite of fresh garlic. This process boosts its antioxidants and creates compounds that help regulate blood pressure, reduce nighttime adrenaline spikes, and lower cortisol, the stress hormone that can keep you in a shallow sleep. Black garlic also supports serotonin production, which is the foundation for melatonin, the hormone that actually tells your body when it's time to sleep. The combination of shiitake's cell-protecting power and black garlic's hormone-balancing effect creates a perfect pre-sleep environment. Your brain is calm, your heart rate is steady, and your body can drift into deep sleep without constant interruptions. And unlike many sleep foods that just make you feel heavy or sluggish, this soup works with your natural rhythm so you wake up energized, not groggy. To make it, start with fresh shiitake mushrooms, thick meaty caps with a deep earthy aroma. Slice them and sauté gently in olive oil until tender. Add finely chopped black garlic and stir slowly to release its sweet, almost balsamic-like fragrance. Pour in low-sodium vegetable or chicken broth. Add a splash of tamari or low-salt soy sauce for depth, and let it simmer just long enough for the flavors to blend. Finish with a sprinkle of fresh parsley for a light herbal note. The flavor is rich and savory but not overwhelming, and the warmth of the broth combined with the natural umami of the mushrooms creates an instant feeling of comfort. This is important because your brain associates warm, pleasant flavors with safety, and safety is the green light for deep sleep. Enjoy this soup about an hour before bed in a calm setting, ideally with dim lighting and no screens. The act of eating it slowly, feeling the warmth spread through your body, reinforces the signal that it's time to wind down. Within nights of adding this to your routine, you may notice you're not only falling asleep more easily, but staying asleep, no more waking up to check the clock or lying there waiting for the hours to pass. For many older adults, shiitake mushroom and black garlic soup becomes more than a recipe. It's a nightly ritual, a moment of quiet that marks the shift from the chaos of the day to the peace of the night. When you give your brain the nutrients it needs to truly relax, you stop fighting for sleep and start letting it come to you. And once you experience that first full night without interruption, you'll wonder why you didn't make this part of your evening sooner. Part 3: Purple Sweet Potato and Cinnamon Soup. If you often wake up in the middle of the night for no clear reason, no noise, no pain, no bad dream, there's a good chance your blood sugar is behind it. Even slight drops in glucose while you sleep can trigger your adrenal glands to pump out cortisol and adrenaline, jolting you awake and making it harder to drift back down. That's why this soup is such a powerful nighttime ally. Purple sweet potatoes aren't just beautiful. They are one of the most effective foods for keeping your energy stable for hours without spiking or crashing your blood sugar. Their slow-burning carbohydrates are balanced with natural fiber, so the fuel they release is steady and gentle. This alone can be enough to prevent those 2 a.m. wake-ups caused by hunger signals or hormonal surges. But purple sweet potatoes go further. They're packed with anthocyanins, potent plant pigments that reduce inflammation in blood vessels and protect your brain from oxidative stress, the same kind of stress that can keep you stuck in shallow sleep cycles. Better circulation to the brain means more oxygen delivery, which helps maintain the deep, slow-wave sleep your body needs for true restoration. Then there's cinnamon, the perfect partner for purple sweet potatoes. Besides adding a naturally warm, comforting aroma, cinnamon improves insulin sensitivity, helping your body manage glucose more efficiently throughout the night. This isn't just about avoiding sugar crashes, it's about giving your brain a steady environment so it can stay in deep rest without interruptions. Cinnamon also has mild muscle-relaxing properties, making it easier for tension to melt away as you wind down. Preparing this soup is simple and deeply satisfying. Peel and cube your purple sweet potatoes, then steam or boil until tender. Blend with a small amount of unsweetened almond milk until silky smooth. Add ground cinnamon while blending to infuse its warmth into every spoonful. A small pinch of nutmeg or ginger can add extra depth but keep the flavors subtle. This is about soothing, not stimulating. Serve the soup warm in a small bowl about an hour before bed. The first thing you'll notice is the color, a deep, calming violet that's as inviting as it is nourishing. As you take the first spoonful, the natural sweetness and gentle spice send a message of comfort to your senses. You're telling your body, the day is over, you're safe now. The beauty of this recipe is that it works on multiple levels at once. The nutrients stabilize your blood sugar, the antioxidants protect your brain, the flavor relaxes your senses, and the warmth slows your heart rate. Over time, the effect compounds, your sleep becomes more predictable, more continuous, and more restorative. Many people over 60 think that waking up several times a night is inevitable, but that's simply not true. Sometimes, it's as straightforward as giving your body the fuel it needs to stay peacefully asleep. Purple sweet potato and cinnamon soup is more than a bedtime snack, it's a nightly insurance policy for. Part 4: Chia seed and warm almond milk soup. Sometimes the problem isn't falling asleep, it's staying asleep without drifting in and out all night. That light surface-level rest leaves you feeling like you barely slept at all, even if you were in bed for 8 hours. One of the most overlooked reasons this happens is a lack of key amino acids and minerals your brain needs to maintain stable sleep cycles. That's where this soup comes in. Chia seeds may be tiny, but they're loaded with tryptophan, the amino acid your body uses to produce serotonin and melatonin, the two hormones that regulate when you fall asleep and how deeply you stay there. Unlike a pill that floods your system, chia seeds give your brain a steady, natural supply, allowing your sleep hormones to rise and fall exactly as they should. They're also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, which support healthy brain function and reduce the low-grade inflammation that can keep your nervous system on edge. Pair that with soluble fiber, and you have a food that not only calms your mind but also supports steady digestion and balanced blood sugar through the night. The warm almond milk in this recipe is just as important. Its gentle nutty flavor and smooth texture create a sense of comfort and safety, two powerful cues for the brain to let go of wakefulness. Almond milk also contains magnesium and calcium, both of which help relax tense muscles and quiet overactive nerve signals. This combination doesn't just make you sleepy, it helps you stay in the deeper stages of sleep where your body repairs itself. Making this soup is quick and soothing in itself. Warm unsweetened almond milk over low heat, never boiling, to preserve its calming properties. Stir in chia seeds and let them swell gently, creating a soft, pudding-like texture. A teaspoon of manuka honey adds a hint of natural sweetness while supporting your immune system, and a light dusting of cinnamon can enhance the relaxing effect without overpowering the flavor. The key here is moderation. You want your senses to be comforted, not overstimulated. Drink or spoon this soup slowly about 30–45 minutes before bed, ideally while sitting somewhere quiet with the lights dimmed. As the warmth spreads through your body, you'll feel your breathing slow and your shoulders drop. The act of pausing to savor each spoonful reinforces the signal to your brain: the day is over, rest is here. Over time, many people find that adding this soup to their nighttime routine helps them sleep more consistently, not in short bursts, but in long, uninterrupted stretches. It's the difference between waking up tired and waking up with real energy, ready to take on the day. Chia seed and warm almond milk soup isn't just food. It's a nightly ritual, a gentle yet powerful tool for giving your mind and body the quiet they've been craving. Part 5: Oat and Stewed Apple Soup. One of the most frustrating sleep problems, especially as we get older, is waking up feeling like we never truly rested. Maybe you stayed in bed all night, but the sleep felt shallow, more like drifting in and out of awareness than sinking into the deep, healing kind your body needs. This often comes down to how steady your energy supply is overnight. If your body runs out of accessible fuel at 2 or 3 a.m., your brain responds by nudging you toward wakefulness, even if you don't fully open your eyes. The solution isn't a heavy meal before bed. It's a gentle, balanced source of energy that can last for hours without disrupting digestion. That's where oat and stewed apple soup comes in. Oats are one of the most reliable foods for maintaining stable blood sugar through the night. Their beta-glucan fiber slows digestion and ensures a steady release of complex carbohydrates, so your brain never gets the low-fuel alert that can disturb your sleep cycle. But oats also bring another benefit. They are a natural source of melatonin and complex B vitamins, both of which support the brain's sleep-wake rhythm. Combined, these properties make oats an ideal foundation for a nighttime soup. Stewed apples add another dimension. Apples are rich in quercetin, a powerful antioxidant that helps reduce inflammation in the brain and supports vascular health, improving blood flow and oxygen delivery during sleep. They also contain pectin, a type of soluble fiber that works alongside the beta-glucan in oats to keep your digestion calm and slow, preventing any late-night stomach discomfort. When you stew apples slowly with a little cinnamon, their natural sugars become even more gentle on the body, enough to satisfy the palate without spiking blood sugar. Cinnamon itself brings subtle but important benefits. It helps regulate glucose metabolism and provides a mild calming effect, both of which keep your body in a restful state. Preparing this soup is both simple and meditative, making it a perfect part of your wind-down routine. Start by peeling and chopping a fresh, crisp apple. Honeycrisp, Fuji, or Gala work beautifully for this recipe. Place the apple pieces in a small saucepan with a splash of water, a cinnamon stick, and if desired, a thin slice of fresh ginger for warmth. Simmer over low heat until the apples are tender and fragrant, stirring occasionally. In a separate pot, cook rolled oats in unsweetened almond milk or oat milk until they reach a smooth, creamy consistency. Once the apples are ready, remove the cinnamon stick and ginger, then blend the apples into the oat mixture until everything is silky and golden. You can adjust the thickness by adding a bit more warm milk if you prefer a lighter texture. Serve this soup warm in a small bowl about an hour before bed. The aroma of cinnamon and apple is deeply comforting, and the first spoonful feels like a familiar hug. This sensory comfort isn't just emotional, it's biological. Pleasant, soothing flavors lower your stress response, which allows your parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest mode, to take over. As you finish, you may notice your eyelids feeling heavier, your thoughts slowing down, and your body settling into a more peaceful rhythm. What makes oat and stewed apple soup so effective is that it works on multiple levels at once. It stabilizes your blood sugar, supports melatonin production, improves circulation to the brain, and creates a sensory environment of warmth and safety. Over time, this combination helps train your body to associate the soup and the quiet moment you take to enjoy it with the onset of deep, uninterrupted sleep. Many people who add this to their evening routine find they not only sleep longer but also wake up feeling more refreshed, without that heavy, sluggish sensation that often comes from chemical sleep aids. The soup doesn't sedate you, it supports your body's own sleep process, which means your cycles remain natural and restorative. In a world full of quick fixes and overcomplicated sleep hacks, oat and stewed apple soup is refreshingly simple. Just a few ingredients, a little patience on the stove, and you have a warm, nourishing bowl that works quietly in the background while you rest. It's proof that sometimes the best solutions aren't loud or flashy. They are the ones that blend seamlessly into your life, night after night, until better sleep feels like the most natural thing in the world again. Better sleep isn't about chasing the next miracle pill or trying to trick your body into shutting down. It's about giving it what it's been asking for all along. As we've seen, each of these soups isn't just a recipe. It's a specific combination of nutrients, warmth, and sensory comfort designed to tell your brain and body, it's safe to rest now. Lentils and cashews calm the nervous system and feed your sleep hormones. Shiitake mushrooms and black garlic protect your brain cells and balance your stress response. Purple sweet potatoes and cinnamon keep your energy steady, so you don't wake up in the middle of the night. Chia seeds and almond milk deliver the raw materials for deep, uninterrupted rest. And oats with stewed apples give your brain steady fuel while creating a flavor your senses associate with comfort and safety. These aren't heavy meals or complicated regimens. They're simple, intentional steps that work with your biology, not against it. Sleep, at its core, is a natural process. Your job is to create the conditions that allow it to happen. A warm, light soup in the evening is more than food. It's a signal, a ritual, a moment of slowing down in a world that's constantly rushing forward. Tonight, choose one of these soups, not as a fix, but as a conversation with your body. Tell it the work is done, the day is over, you can rest now, and then let the quiet take over.